Alright everybody, so I wanted to show you the Garrett Ace 250. I know that Christmas is coming up soon, and I know that some of you are going to want to get out there and find some treasure. So let me go ahead and show you the Garrett Ace 250, the metal detector that I trust more than any other. It is a land use metal detector, and you're going to enjoy it quite a bit. So here, let me give you some tips. This is the best machine for those that want to begin metal detecting. You've got this little piece here that will keep it up off the ground when you set it down. You got your arm cuff. This one, what it does is when you stick your arm through this hole, this actually will give you support to hold it up, so you're not putting all the weight on your wrist. This strap will hold it to your forearm, and then you can hold this, and that will help you direct it as needed. Here on the display, you've got many things. So you've got your power button. Of course, turns it on. Now I've got the headphone jack in its place, so it's silent. But it starts off where you left it off. Here's custom. So custom allows you to set what stuff you're going to be looking for. So if you're looking for silver, gold or bronze or iron, you can actually adjust it. You do it right here through discrimination. You have a little marker that pops up. As soon as it pops up, you can decide if you want that or not by clicking this button here to take it off or to put it on. See, so now I'd be able to look for gold or for nickels. I can now eliminate that target, saying I don't want to find that. Right now the setting I have it for is to be able to find silver. So if I was in a park, I'd probably look for dimes, quarters, and half dollars. Now this is where the silver would show up, like if I found a silver ring, which I found many. If I found gold, it'd be right here, which I've also found. So between this machine is actually incredible. You look here at the sensitivity. You can increase or decrease the sensitivity depending on what your needs are. If you have something that's very rich, a very metallically rich soil, you can lower your sensitivity. If you want to have less sensitivity, you'll find stuff closer to the top of the soil. You do more sensitivity, it's more likely to go off and ring in your ear because it's finding stuff a little bit easier. What it does is also increases the use of that battery to intensify the electromagnetism to make it work. Alright, so it's actually saying it's finding iron right now. So I can change the mode, so I can go to relics, and these are preset settings. So here for relics, you've got pretty much everything except for iron at the base. There you go, the very last iron. For coins, it cuts it all to where you find the coins, so you'd find modern pennies, older pennies, then you'd find the dimes, the quarters, the half dollars, and full silver dollars, or full dollars. You could look for all metal, so any kind of metal, period, you would find. Let me lower my sensitivity there. This is the typical setting where I would leave it, 2 bars from the end. You've got all metal, and then you've got jewelry. Jewelry would be anything that would be gold. You could have copper, you got silver, you got bronze, pretty much anything except for iron. And then once again, you've got your custom setting. You can see the custom setting that I have it for. The other thing that the Ace 250 does, it tells you an approximate depth of whatever you're looking for. So if it's 2 inches or less, 4 inches or less, 6 inches or less, or 8 inches or more, then it would show accordingly. So a second ago when I had the sensitivity up, I was waving this around, you can see there it goes, it said something 6 inches below the ground. It assumes something 6 inches below the ground. There you go, 6 to 8 inches. So that's and I have found that to be fairly accurate. You also have your battery indicator here. I use rechargeable batteries for mine, so it does work with those. The main thing you got to look for if you use rechargeable batteries is that typically they will drop down in its power fairly quickly, just because of the way batteries work, and you could do a study on batteries to figure that out. For the pinpoint mode, what that does is, whatever the setting is right now, if it's not sensing anything and I push this button, see right now it's sensing some aluminum there. If I were to push this button right now, it's going to determine whether there's metal in the ground or not. It doesn't matter what kind of metal, but it's going to pinpoint that up to, right now it says about 4 inches, there's something underground, and then this is going to tell me it's probably made of, maybe it's a penny, maybe it's a sprinkler line. It's bouncing back and forth between here and a penny and there an iron. So if I were I were to look around and dig it up, I'm sure I'd be able to find something right there. Okay, so you've got your mode, which I've covered, your sensitivity, which I've covered, your discrimination, your elimination, your pinpoint, and your power. So those are the main points. Okay, so a lot of people talk about waterproofing and whatnot. The Ace 250 as it comes is not waterproof, it is not water resistant. Really, I mean, it can resist rain as it comes across the top, but this part here, see these holes back here? If water gets in here, then it will actually short out the circuitry in there. So you cannot use this in the water. This part can't go in the water anyway. However, the shaft from here on down can. So I actually found my first ring in Colorado, near Winter Park, and I found it by going in water that was about this deep. So you can actually extend the shaft. You see here, there's little pins you can push, and these pins will allow you to extend or shorten your shaft. Here's the other pins here, so you can actually collapse this and make it into a smaller piece. If you're going through a national park like Yosemite, where it's illegal to metal detect, you can actually take it apart. That way, if any authorities pulled you over, you can show them that it's taken apart, it's disassembled, and not ready for use. And then here you have a coil. Now in this case I have a smaller coil. You can get larger coils, which would cover more ground, or smaller coils, which are a little bit better for pinpointing where your target may be. But these are interchangeable. The way that it works is this cord is automatically connected to here. In here you have a lot of wiring that's run on the outside, and you have wire that's run on the inside. And so it sends a signal from here to here, so from here to here, and then also from here to here. And that's how it determines whether there's something metal under the ground. Alright, depending on the signal it sends out. You have here a little spindle that allows us to move freely, but it does have some gaskets to hold it in place so it doesn't just flop easily. It actually holds its place pretty well. And then that ties in right here on the back of the control, right here. So if you wanted a larger coil, you could actually change it out right there. And then lastly, here's where the headphone jack is. It actually comes with a larger headphone jack. And then I just have an adapter, so I can adapt it from the small one to the 3/8 inch headphone jack, because I like to be able to hear what's dinging and not necessarily tell my neighbors that I'm finding gold and silver and whatnot. It does make different sounds, so the higher you go up on this range, the higher the pitch will be. So silver would be more of a ding, and the iron would be more of a ding. So it's much lower in pitch, and that's something that you get accustomed to. If you do buy an Ace 250, I would suggest working on it for approximately 100 hours before you give up, if you're going to give up. And it takes about that long for you to know your machine. I spent hundreds of hours on mine, and I trust it. So when I have other metal detectors, this is the one I go to. If the other ones aren't working appropriately, this is the one I grab, the Garrett Ace 250. This one costs usually brand new, somewhere around $250, $225. However, you can, if you look on Craigslist or on eBay, typically you can find one of these for as low, I've seen, as $150. That's actually what I bought mine for. I just had to pay, I think it was like $20 for shipping, $15, $20. So you can get them relatively cheap. A great way to find them online is to go to probably camel.com, which is a website that tracks the cost of different items on Amazon.com. And going to camel.com, you can actually tell it to track it for you. And when it gets down to a certain price that you're looking for, then it will send you an email. So that's a really great way to go. If you have any questions about this, I'll be glad to help you out. This has been a fantastic machine for over 2.5 years now. I have no qualms. Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe and share my videos with other people. And I hope I helped you out. Thanks. Till next time.